Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video we will learn about the Rockefeller family, one of the richest and most powerful families in American history. This story is told in simple English with slow and clear pronunciation. It is perfect for English learners who are just starting out or coming back after a break. You will hear about how a poor boy became the richest man in the world, how his family changed business forever, and how they also gave away billions to help people. Now get ready. Listen carefully and don't forget to answer the questions in the comments. Let's begin. John D. Rockefeller was born in 1839 in Richford, New York, USA. He was the second of 6 children. His family was poor and they moved often, looking for better jobs and cheaper places to live. His mother, Eliza, was a strong and religious woman. She taught John to be honest, hardworking, and careful with money. From a young age, he learned to save coins in a jar and give some to church or neighbors in need. She also made him record all the money he earned and spent. This habit stayed with him for life. His father, William, was a very different person. People called him Devil Bill because he was a trickster. He sold fake medicine and disappeared for months. Sometimes he made money and gave it to the family, but often he left them with nothing. He even taught young John how to make deals and how to watch people's body language during business talks. Because of these two very different parents, John grew up with 2 lessons. From his mother, the value of discipline and honesty. From his father, how to negotiate and compete. At 16, John got his first job as an assistant bookkeeper. He earned 50 cents a day, but he worked hard. He loved numbers and quickly became excellent at tracking expenses and profits. He never wasted money and often walked instead of taking the train. After saving enough money and borrowing $1,000 from his father, John started his first business at the age of 20. He traded goods like meat, grain, and salt. He kept learning and waiting for the right opportunity. That opportunity came when people discovered oil in Pennsylvania. In the 1860s, the oil industry in America was new and chaotic. Everyone wanted to drill and sell oil, but the process was messy and dangerous. Many companies failed. Rockefeller, however, looked at the situation differently. He saw that the real money was not in finding oil, but in refining it. Raw oil needed to be cleaned before it could be used in lamps and machines. So, in 1863, John opened his first oil refinery in Cleveland, Ohio. He chose Cleveland because it was close to both the oil fields and the railroads. Soon, his refinery became one of the best. He worked with smart people and used the newest technologies. He focused on efficiency, reducing waste and increasing profit. He also created Standard Oil in 1870, a company that would change the world. Standard Oil began buying smaller companies. Rockefeller offered them money to join. If they said no, he would lower his prices to force them out of business. Then he bought them for cheap. Some people called this smart business. Others called it unfair. He also made special deals with railroads so that Standard Oil paid less to ship its products. These actions made him rich, but also created enemies. By the 1880s, Standard Oil controlled 90% of oil refining in the U.S. It was one of the first big monopolies. Many Americans feared that one company had too much power. Journalists and politicians began to attack Rockefeller. Still, he stayed calm, quiet, and focused on business. He once said, "Do not many of us who fail to achieve big things fail because we lack concentration?" In 1911, the U.S. Supreme Court decided that Standard Oil was too powerful and had broken the law. The company was split into 34 smaller companies, including Exxon, Mobil, and Chevron. Most people thought this was the end for Rockefeller. But the opposite happened. Each small company grew in value. Since Rockefeller owned shares in all of them, his total wealth increased even more. By the time he retired, he was the richest man in the world and the first American billionaire. But now he wanted to do something different, give back. Rockefeller believed that wealth was a gift from God and that rich people had a duty to help others. He created the Rockefeller Foundation, which helped fight diseases, support education, and fund scientific research. He gave money to medical schools, helped discover cures for yellow fever and malaria, and supported public libraries across the U.S. He also gave money to build the University of Chicago, which became one of the top universities in the world. In total, John D. Rockefeller gave away more than $500 million during his lifetime, a huge amount at that time. John D. Rockefeller's only son, John D. Rockefeller Jr., was born in 1874. He lived a very different life than his father. He was not poor. He went to Brown University and received a top education. He joined his father in managing the family wealth but didn't enjoy business as much. After the Ludlow Massacre in 1914, a labor strike that ended in violence at a mine owned by the Rockefellers, John Jr. felt ashamed. This moment changed him. He began to focus more on human rights, fair wages, and public service. He continued his father's tradition of giving. He helped build Rockefeller Center in New York City, a symbol of American strength during the Great Depression. He donated land for the United Nations headquarters in New York. He also gave to museums, national parks, and churches. John Jr. taught his children to live simply and give back. The next generation followed his lead. Today, the Rockefeller family still exists, but their power is more spread out. Their money has been divided between many family members and used in many different ways. David Rockefeller, John Jr.'s youngest son, became a famous banker and leader in international finance. He traveled the world, meeting with kings, presidents, and business leaders. He continued to support art, education, and science. Nelson Rockefeller, another son, became governor of New York and then vice president of the United States in the 1970s. This showed that the family not only had business power but also political influence. Today, the Rockefeller Foundation continues to fund global health, education, climate change solutions, and more. While the family no longer controls the oil industry or sits at the top of the richest lists, their name still means leadership, wealth, and giving. Many of their businesses became the giants we know today: ExxonMobil, Chevron, and more. Their ideas about efficiency, organization, and philanthropy changed how companies work. And that is the story of the Rockefeller family, from a poor boy in New York to the most powerful family in America, from controlling oil to helping the world. We hope this story helped you understand not just English but also history, business, and generosity. Listen again to learn better. And don't forget to answer the questions in the comments to check your understanding. Please like, share, and subscribe for more true stories in simple English. See you next time.